Lions and Lionesses, this is Billy Beck III, and if you can't tell already, I am very excited because we are launching a new challenge. I know a lot of you have already been training and stuff, and that's great because the challenge never really stops. But there is interesting research on this with the advent of artificial intelligence and some really smart humans. We've been able to identify more patterns, and there's a principle actually, it's like a pattern in nature that we make progress in bursts. So there'll be a period of time, and if you look back to your life, that tends to what happens. Like every time I made great progress, it was in a shorter amount of time, and then I kind of like ebbed and flowed, got a little better, little worse, progress, regression, again and again, but kind of hold my ground, and then another burst. And then you keep adding that, eventually you make massive progress. But what happens is most people are taking 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. The great phrase of all achievers, the committed achiever, is I'm all in or all out. And what that really is, that's a limiting belief. It's a belief that if I don't give my best effort, then I'm not going to make any effort. And so these are the little things in our language and in our beliefs that really limit us. And our beliefs are the software of our mind. They are the lens with which we view the world. So if you're looking through a dirty lens or a blurry lens, you're getting information that's not clear, that's not accurate. And then you're making decisions and taking actions based off that information. So we need to become aware and clear on what we believe so that we can shift it. And that's really what this challenge is about. We want to start to operate from a place where we get accurate information, where we can decide to do something, create clarity with it, visualize it, train to it, thinking about it, creating clear images. We create a movie in our mind that inspires us, that evokes emotion, and that emotion amplifies. And now we have all this energy because we're living in love-based emotional states, which by definition are constructive, they're expansive, they give you energy. And it's up to us to cultivate those states through the way we think, the way we move, the stories we tell and believe, and what we focus upon. This is the great game of life, my friends. Now we're using the body as a tool, as a vehicle to create our vision, a higher purpose. And if you haven't done it yet, the Norstar Process, that is probably the single most important change that we've ever added to the program. It has amplified results, and it has made it more fun. Because when you enjoy challenging your body, when you enjoy training, when you have a new story around food and you look at it as fuel, as medicine, as something that's a miracle, and you have a reverence for your body, you treat it differently. It's when we're focused on fear, when we're focused that we're not enough. That is the lack of love. Fear is the lack of love. Fear is a destructive energy. That's why it's called a negative emotion. In fact, if you look at it energetically, it's an implosion. Fear-based emotional states always fall in upon themselves. They can't last. Whereas love-based emotional states, which we can create, which is our natural state of being, generate energy. So when people say, I don't have energy, that's absolute nonsense. You are creating your energetic state. Now, sometimes you just push so far, and you're not sleeping, you're traveling, doing all stuff. You got to rest, right? It doesn't mean you don't train. We adjust the dose on those days. So sometimes you push it because you've got the resource available. Other times you're holding your ground, but we do not regress here. We always take action, and we're in complete command. And so now we're going to do a burst for 12 weeks, if you want to. This is an invitation, not an expectation, my friend. But what I'm going to do is November 6th is when it starts. So 7 days from now, each day I'm going to plant a seed with you. I'm going to give you a little dose of information. Something to remind you so we start to create those states. We start to create that vision. Right now, this week is all about preparing your mind and your body. So the first step in that is we got to create some space. Now, everyone in here is an achiever, a super achiever at that. We really value taking action. We value doing things. But we can take that too far. And I used to be notorious for this. I thought that doing more made me better. So I ended up just doing more all the time. So if I was getting great results, making great progress, I would do more. And if I wasn't getting results, I would do more. But the body doesn't work that way. You want to stimulate the body, not annihilate. Doing more is not the answer. And I've already had a bunch of you asking about, what can I do? What can I do? There's a reason why we delay the start for all the new people. And the people that have been around in this group for years now, like we have people that have done thousands of sessions, hundreds of sessions. And so we have a beautiful community of people that already know what the newer people are going to go through. And it's not like you just jump in and you get this transformation. It's taking it one day at a time, winning the day, because it's the little things done consistently and relentlessly that lead to massive results over time. You will hear me say that so many times it will annoy you, but I will keep saying it until you live it, because there are no shortcuts, my friends. There are a handful of things you need to do thousands or millions of times. There's not a million things you need to do though. So it's these little, small, daily disciplines, daily actions that matter. And it begins with the mind. Everything that's ever been created, everything that's ever been achieved, every transformation photo that we've ever created, all 3,000 something of them, first began with someone that had a vision in mind. They said, hey, what if I could really do this? I see all these other people do it. What if I can do this? Why wouldn't I be able to do this? I've been able to do all these other things in my life. If I really poured myself into this and just followed the plan. This guy knows what he's doing. I'm talking about me. This guy, the people that can train with anyone hire this guy. So, but it's a map. And it's an adventure. And it's not easy, but it is worth it, my friends. So what if it's possible? Every transformation begins with a question. What if I could do this? What if I would do this? What would that be like? And then you start to imagine it. You start to think about, man, I would have a lot more energy, wouldn't I? Yeah, man, I'd probably sleep better too, because training consistently improves sleep. Oh, it also outperforms every antidepressant ever. Oh, it also helps prevent and reverse 26 different types of major diseases. We can go on and on. The cool thing with training and eating better is it makes it easier to feel good. It makes it easier to live in states of love-based emotions. And from those places, you figure stuff out. Problems aren't problems. They're opportunities all of a sudden. This program is about mastering your state of being and upgrading the way you see yourself, the way you see others, and the way you see the world, the way you see life. That is the real transformation. Your body is simply a reflection of your thoughts, emotions, and actions, and inactions, right? That is it. Why do we do what we do? It's your beliefs, the rules that you have in your mind, that you've developed most of them by the age of 7. But if you take all your beliefs, all your values, all your priorities and lump them together, that's your identity. That's how you see yourself. And that's where the transformation has to occur first. You must become the type of person that would love to transform. You want to become the type of person that would create your vision joyfully, not just capable of achieving your vision and living out your purpose, but would love to do it, is eager to do it. I'm going to do a little audio each day this week just to count off, because I want to make sure you're in the mindset, because you've got to first create your destination in your mind. And when you think about it, when you do this Norstar process again and again and again, you feel good. And when you feel good, you do good things. I cannot emphasize this enough. When I check me and Andrea, it's just me and Andrea doing all this, just so you know. And she has 2 little kids, little ones, like a 1 and 2-year-old. And so we got our hands full here, but it's super fun. And what we look at is like, hey, who's done the Norstar process? Who's reading the emails? Like, who's taking action? And then on that first call, when I talk to you guys, or when I read your North Stars, I know if you're going to follow through. How do I know? Because I've been doing this 30-something years. But when I ask somebody what their goal is, here, let's do it right now. Play along with me. Let's say it's 12 weeks. It's January 28th. You just finished the last day of the challenge. And you did it. It wasn't easy, but you stuck to it. You worked out, you trained, you fueled your body, you prepared in advance, you did your daily debrief, you did your North Star, and now you look back with pride, the smile on your face. What's different in your life? What's different? What's better? How do you feel? How does your body move? When you look in the mirror, what do you say to yourself? When you put your clothes on and they fit differently, what does that make you think about? These are the questions that are important. So right now, this is your work. Do the North Star process again and again and again. You want to step into it when you wake up, when you move and train. Do that as well. Before you go to sleep, step into it. I'm not talking about doing this for a half hour or anything. I'm just saying take a few minutes and feel it. Know what it's like. Remind your nervous system where you're going, what you're creating. Because where you place your focus, where you place your attention, grows, it expands, it strengthens. You're feeding it and you're fueling it and you're giving it power. This is the first and most important step. And it's not something you do once, my friends. You do it again and again and again. Take this seriously, but make it fun. This isn't a hard thing to do. This is being a little kid and imagining, dreaming up endless possibility. What's possible? But it may be challenging, and this is what you need to do. If you're having trouble creating this vision, imagining it, identifying a higher purpose that really drives you forward, it pulls you forward, then you need to make space. How do you know what's possible? Well, it's based off what happened in the past. And Tony says, the past does not equal the future. And it's true. But we are often limited by what happened yesterday or decades ago or when we were little kids because we allow it to. But the past is gone. We need to create space. So what do you need to let go of? What stories, what beliefs do you need to let go of so that you are going to joyfully crush this challenge and figure out how to do this for life, how to love this for life? And really take command of your mind and your body. Take complete control. Because the truth is, if you have a heartbeat and you can move your body, you can build muscle, you can burn fat, you can get healthier, get more energized, you can create more strength, endurance, all these things. You are in the driver's seat. It's your daily actions that determine that. Cells are breaking down rapidly, 330 billion a day, and hopefully being replaced. But if you're not giving the body what it needs, it's going to break down faster than it rebuilds. And then what happens? Well, you start to feel a little off. You feel a little tired. You get these little aches and pains. But what happens when you give your body the fuel, the protein, the hydration, the sleep, but the mindset and the training, an intelligent training plan that actually works, the science of transformation? What happens? I already know what happens. If you are human, it helps, it works. It's just the way it is. But we first got to clear the mind. What has limited you in the past? Write it down. Let's get this out. There's an old book by a woman named Catherine Ponder. She wrote several books. And I just opened it up one day. This was written in the 1930s, 1940s, 50s, something like that. And it said, create a vacuum. Now, we're achievers. We do more, we do more. How much more can you do and not run out of time? So there's things that are not as important as your health, as your energy, as your vitality. What can you let go of? Because we need to create a vacuum. We need to create space. So you're not just doing more, getting overwhelmed and stressed out, going to fight or flight. And then it's hard to be your best when you're in fight or flight. That's fear. You're in fear because you're creating a schedule that is just not sustainable. So 2 things. Let's get the clarity of what you want to create. And then let's decide, what are you going to let go of? Where are you wasting time? Did you say you were going to do something that maybe now it's not useful to do it, but at the time it was? I don't know what it is, but you're a leader. You're the type of person, if you're in this group, that makes a difference in the world. So we need to be strategic with our time. We need to be intelligent with it. What fills you up? Because the goal when you're a leader, and this is what changed my life, is I used to give, because my mom did that and I unconsciously just picked it up, but I didn't fill my cup. So there'd be times where I would just burn out and just fall asleep for like a day. And it wasn't productive. I wasn't making progress. I just felt like hard work pays off. I had to be, in order to be worthy of life's rewards, I got to just go harder. And I would not go places on holidays. I would avoid doing certain things that other people thought were fun. And maybe that was just crazy, but I didn't make much progress during that time, even though you would think I would have. I made more progress when I got intelligent, when I got smart, when I came to create more value. And I started asking different questions. How can I get twice the result in half the time? You see, the questions determine our focus, and we need to take command of that focus. And right now, the focus is, what can we let go of? How can we create space in our lives so that this challenge isn't something you just do for a little bit, or another thing you started and didn't finish, but you do this for life. This is the last time you start again. This time, you do it for life. You have the treasure map in your hands, my friend. 7 days from now, make sure you do these exercises. This is important. What are you going to let go of? And then what is your North Star? Vision, purpose, identity. Who needs to show up? Who are you at your best? You were born a lion, not a lamb. Let's do this.
You tap into the real you, but you have to retrain yourself. The way you retrain yourself is you wake your ass up in the morning and you say, I am here for a reason and a purpose. And it's bigger than my moods. It's bigger than the difficulties of the day. I am here to live like a lion, not the fear of a lamb.